Indianapolis may be most famous for its racing circuit, host of the Indy 500, but the city government and the state of Indiana as a whole are more interested in those drivers not on the racing track and have invested heavily in a state-of-the-art intelligent transportation system.
What we've been doing is an intelligent transportation system designed to minimize the overall impact to traffic that crashes and other incidents out on the roadway have. We found that by making smart investments, we're able to minimize the amount of time we need to spend building costly and disruptive road widening projects. So we're trying to make sure our investments are strategic in the way that we help traffic understand what's out there on the road ahead and provide them with tools and information that they can use to plan their travels. We have a number of different devices out in our infrastructure that allow us to assess the speed of traffic, to identify any traffic incidents that are out on the roadways, essentially anything that we need to see. So those include traffic cameras with full pan, tilt, and zoom functionality, radar sensors that essentially measure the flow of traffic. We also have some information type devices, low-powered radio stations, and lit dynamic message signs that basically can communicate with those motorists and give them an idea of alternate routes. We started out with microwave technology, which is primarily line of sight, and it does have some issues when we have major weather events. So we've also been building redundancy into that system with fiber optic networks. But to install that conduit and those lines along the interstates is costly and it's time intensive. So for that reason, we're also looking at WiMAX technology and deploying that, particularly as we expand our deployment into the suburbs of Indianapolis and Northwest Indiana, to connect some of those traffic cameras and dynamic message signs to other locations in our backbone network. We're here on the east side of Indianapolis, where basically all the terminus for all of these different communications networks, and they're essentially managed from the dispatchers that allow us to pan, tilt, and zoom the cameras and operate them to post information on our websites, on our dynamic message boards, and the low-power radio stations. So basically, this is the point where we process a lot of this information, try to convert it into some sort of value-added benefit for drivers, and then push that information back out to devices and our partners. Because intelligent transportation systems rely so heavily on technology, and technology continues to evolve and improve, there are numerous opportunities for us to stay at the forefront of technology. A good example of that we're experimenting with right now is somehow using Twitter to communicate directly with people in terms of what accidents and crashes are happening out on the roadway. When the overall deployment of technology, obviously WiMAX is something that is relatively new technology. The vehicles behind me, the Hoosier helper vehicles, have air card, they're air card equipped, so we're actually able to track their service calls via GPS, and they are connected back to all of our networks and all of our systems wirelessly through 3G cellular data. We have some information resources of our own, and we also partner with a lot of external third parties. Within the agency, we have a phone number and a host of websites that display a lot of this information. We use it for our own operations to make sure that we're responding appropriately both at the state level and the local level, all of the different emergency agencies. Then, when we partner with the outside agencies, online mapping tools are becoming more prevalent, the traffic information on those for major metropolitan areas. So we're sharing our information with them. Then here recently, the local traffic reports on TV networks have been running the traffic feeds live from this location here on air, so they can help educate the public. So trying to hit the public from a number of different angles with consistent and timely and relevant information that they can use to plan their journey.
This is Guy Daniels for Connected States in Indianapolis, Indiana.